What childhood fear does your family still think you have even though you conquered it years ago? My brother still makes me wear arm floaties near the pool because he thinks I never got over my childhood water phobia. The whole water terror thing started when I was 6 and nearly drowned at summer camp. After that, I wouldn't take baths without screaming and my parents had to bribe me with candy just to wash my hair. 20 years later, my family still treats me like that traumatized kid. My sister tells everyone about how I wore a life jacket to watch Finding Nemo. My mom puts her fingers in her ears when I mention my job saying, "La la la, my baby doesn't go in scary water." The first morning of our annual family reunion at the lake, my dad wouldn't let me help launch the boat because someone needs to stay on shore in case we need to call for help. My aunts started their yearly tradition of offering to hold my hand if I wanted to wade in the shallow part. "Just up to your ankles, sweetie, and we'll be right here if you get scared," my aunt said in her kindergarten teacher voice while handing me a juice box like I was 5 years old rather than 28. During lunch, my cousin told his new girlfriend about the time they evacuated a water park because I had a panic attack on the lazy river. She was 20, clutching a pool noodle and screaming about sharks and chlorinated water, he said while everyone cackled. His girlfriend looked confused, but he waved her off saying, "Don't let the athletic build fool you. She's terrified of anything deeper than a puddle." My uncle piled on with his favorite story about me showing up to a pool party in rain boots and a wetsuit. "She said it was for extra protection," he announced while I tried explaining it was actually from work. The next day, my little cousin wanted me to go swimming, but my family formed a protective circle like I was radioactive. "She doesn't do water," my mom announced to the confused 8-year-old. "We can build sandcastles far away from the scary waves instead." The kids stared at me like I had 3 heads while my aunt handed me another juice box saying, "Brave girls don't have to do things that scare them, and that's perfectly okay, sweetie." Everything changed when 3 park ranger trucks came screaming down to our beach with sirens blaring. The lead ranger jumped out, scanning the crowd frantically. "We need the cave specialist immediately," he shouted over the noise. "4 divers are trapped in the underground system and she's the only person who knows those passages." He was looking directly at me. My entire family turned to stare while my mom laughed nervously. "You must be confused. Our baby is terrified of water and she works at an outdoor store," she told the ranger while patting my shoulder. The ranger looked at her like she was insane. "Ma'am, your daughter mapped that entire cave system. Our map system was created from her dives. The diving team followed her route maps but hit an unmapped restriction," the ranger continued urgently while showing photos on his phone. "She's literally the only human who successfully navigated all 7 flooded chambers in that system." My dad tried to argue there must be some mistake, but the ranger nudged me to show him my certification card with my photo. "She's trained more rescue divers than anyone else in the area and discovered 17 new cave systems just last year. But she cries in the bathtub," my mom whispered as more rangers arrived hauling specialized equipment to my truck. My brother was stuttering about arm floaties while staring at my advanced diving certifications. My cousin's girlfriend suddenly grabbed his arm and gasped. "Wait, you're the diver who spent 6 months living at that underwater research station," she said excitedly. "My professor said you can hold your breath for 9 minutes and swim through passages so tight most people would panic just looking at them." The ranger grabbed my arm. "Ma'am, we have minutes, not hours, or those divers suffocate." I stood up already calculating air consumption rates and emergency exit strategies while my family remained frozen in shock. "Wait, so the wetsuit at my pool party was real gear?" my uncle said weakly, while still clutching the pool floaties he'd brought as a joke. Behind me, I heard my dad ask, "But what about the sharks in the lazy river?" The ranger looked at him with complete bewilderment. "Sir, your daughter regularly swims through caves at depths where the pressure would crush your skull like an egg, and you're worried about imaginary sharks in a 3-foot deep lazy river?" The rescue took 14 hours navigating through passages barely wide enough for a human body, while sharing my air supply with the trapped divers. When I returned to the lake house, my brother silently handed me coffee while the rest of my family stared.